Hey, it's Isabelle from 22ing. In today's tutorial, we will learn how to do double unders. This is a very fun way to work on your cardio while using your skipping rope. However, being able to do consecutive double unders does not happen overnight. It takes a lot of practice. But by following the progressions I'm going to show in this tutorial, it will make you more efficient and smoother at skipping. And it's a lot of fun. So grab a jump rope. Make sure you have enough space around you as well as above you, and let's do it. Step number 1 is to choose the right rope length and also the right rope. I recommend using a light and wire type rope or speed rope with an adjustable screw that you can just twist using your fingers so that you'll be able to adjust the length of the rope depending on your level. If you're a beginner at double unders, I recommend you start by using a longer rope. A good length to aim for would be to have the handles right under the armpits when you're stepping on it with one foot. The reason is that the longer the rope, the longer it's going to take for it to rotate under your feet, and so you won't need to go quite as fast with your wrists to be able to clear it 2 times in a single jump. However, that means that you'll need to jump higher to be able to clear the rope 2 times, but it's still going to be easier to learn the coordination that way at first. When you get better at it and coordination is no longer an issue, you'll want to make your rope shorter, as you won't need to jump quite as high and you'll be able to do your double unders a lot faster. So maybe aiming to have the handles at the sternum instead of the armpits or even lower. Step number 2, I would argue this is the most important, is to master single unders. Now that may sound simple, but I see a lot of people wasting way too much energy on single jumps, and if you don't get efficient at single unders, it's going to be very difficult to learn double unders. I want you to know this here, that whether I'm doing single or double unders, my body position is pretty much the same. In order to be efficient and smooth at both single and double unders, we need to do 4 things. Number 1 is to make sure our body stays long and tight. So try to not excessively bend your knees or excessively pike your body. Number 2 is to keep the arms in, or keep your elbows as close to your trunk as possible. The arms can never be too close, because if you let your arms go far out, this is going to waste a lot more energy and it's going to be much harder to maintain your rhythm. You may be able to get away with it with single unders, but once you get to double unders, you'll trip a lot. So keep the arms in. Number 3 is to rotate from your wrists and not your arms. So instead of rotating at the elbow joint, try to rotate at the wrists. There's going to be a small movement at the elbow, but try to make a bigger movement at the wrists. So in order to feel this, you can grab the tip of your rope, just like I'm showing here, and just sort of keeping your hand slightly open and relax, just whip it around and see the difference between rotating from the wrists and rotating from the elbow. So once you felt that and you sort of get the feel, try to implement it to your single unders. And finally, you want to rebound from your midfoot. So try to not land on your heels, because this is going to create a lot more impact in your knee joint, which we don't want. And it's also just going to stop the rebound. So you want to softly rebound on your midfoot, slightly bending your knees every time your feet hit the floor. So don't rush too fast. Before you even try double unders, first make sure that your technique at single unders is smooth and efficient, so that you're able to maintain your body long and tight, your elbows close into your body, making circles from the wrists, and rebounding softly on your midfoot. You should be able to do at least 50 reps unbroken, so without tripping, and that should feel pretty easy. Another good tip to get better at single unders and eventually double unders is to try to do them with a shorter rope. Of course, only once you've mastered the technique with a longer rope. A shorter rope will force you to go faster. It's also going to force you to keep the arms in. So see if you're able to do 50 reps unbroken with a shorter rope, maintaining your smoothness and efficiency. Now, if single unders are easy for you and you're maintaining proper technique, we're going to start learning the coordination for double unders. The first step is to do it without a rope, with the penguin clap. So basically, you're going to stand tall with your hands on the sides of your thighs, and you're going to try to tap your thighs 2 times while you're in the air. So focus on all the same points that we just covered for the single unders, but trying to tap your thighs really fast 2 times and do it while your feet are off the ground. Practice this for a few sets, and once you feel that you've got the hang of it, we're going to move on to the next step. Step number 4 is the power jump. This is basically a longer and higher single under than you normally would. And you're going to need a longer rope for this one because you need more time in the air. So practice alternating between 2 short singles, like we just practiced, and 1 super long and super high single. Try to not trip in between, or the least possible, and as always, practice makes perfect, so practice alternating between the 2 short singles and long single as many times as you feel you need until you feel that you've got the rhythm down. Step number 5 is what I decided to call the single-single-double. It's pretty much the same drill that we just practiced, but you're transforming your power jump into a double under. For this drill, you can take as many single skips as you need. In the example, I'm showing 3 singles followed by a double, and then after 2 singles followed by a double. This would be the goal by the end of this practice. But the most important part, and the trickiest part as well, is to link your double under to the next single. And you're probably going to trip quite a few times. This is normal. As with most things, practice makes perfect. But just focus on keeping the rope in motion and not stopping the momentum of the rope as soon as you've done your double. So it doesn't matter how many skips you need to take in between your doubles, focus on linking your double to the next single, and eventually being able to do only 2 singles followed by a double. Step number 6, which I called the single-double-double, is probably going to be the roadblock for most people. Yep, you've guessed it. The goal this time is to chain 2 double unders together. But it doesn't stop there. Your initial goal will be to link 2 double unders together and link those 2 double unders to more singles. And this is easier said than done. Again, practice makes perfect, but don't aim to be able to do 10 unbroken double unders right away. This is unrealistic, and it's much more encouraging to increase that number by 1 every time. So start by having the goal to be able to do 2 double unders, chain together and chain 2 more singles. And once that gets easy, then you can aim to do 3 double unders together, chained 2 more singles, and then 4 double unders together, and on and on and on, until you get really comfortable at doing your double unders. We'll look at some common mistakes that we see in the double unders. We've covered some of them already, but it's going to be a recap as well. Mistake number 1 is to start too fast. If you're trying to jump right into your double unders, you're probably going to end up bending your knees and rotating from the elbow, and you're going to trip on your rope pretty fast. So my recommendation instead is to start with a few singles, take the time to feel the rhythm, making sure that your body stays long and tight, your elbows are in, and then you can transition into your double unders. And if you compare between the 2 examples, my body position and the efficiency of the movement is much better if I start with singles. Mistake number 2 is a clumsy body position. So just as we discussed before, excessively bending your knees or excessively piking your body will not help you with double unders. You'll lose the rhythm, and it's going to be more of a waste of energy. Mistake number 3, we've also discussed it before, is to let the arms go too far out. Keep the elbows in as much as possible. The arms can never be too close. Even me, I'm way too far out. I definitely need to improve on that, and filming yourself reveals that. But the closer the arms, the better, because it makes you way more efficient. Mistake number 4 is again to rotate from the arms instead of the wrists. So try to limit the amount of movement at the elbow joint as much as possible. You want to whip your wrists really fast and keep your hands relaxed as much as possible. This is going to save you a lot of energy, and it's going to be easier to keep the rhythm as well. Alright, so here's the kicker. So for you guys to put all those double unders into practice and get a good cardio workout at the same time, here's a good challenge. Of course, if you're not ready to do consecutive double unders, you can change them for the double amount of reps as single skips and still get a very good cardio workout. I'll put a clip of myself doing the workout right now. It's at 3 times the speed. I'm not actually going that fast, but I did in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So your challenge is to try to beat that. But of course, as always, work within your own abilities. And if you're not sure if you should be doing these types of exercises, make sure that you consult the links that will be put at the end of the video. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Out for the gold, get moving, moving. We're in it now, lose control. A lion, tiger, bear, no need to fear. Oh my, you'll fly. No wings necessary to get you where you need. So high, you'll feel like tripping on a rainbow right from the get-go. Hey, tripping on a rainbow, let's go get it. Hey, tripping on a rainbow, let's go get it. We're taking off before we know where to go. We're getting good at running, running up we go. Hey, hey, tripping on a rainbow, let's go get it. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Blast off, get to it, get to it. Don't wanna lose it. Out with the birds, living lucid, lucid. Intensified, no light is necessary to spark your fire. So alive, you'll feel like tripping on a rainbow right from the get-go. Tripping on a rainbow, let's go get it. Tripping on a rainbow, let's go get it. We're taking off before we know